Well, that must be what you call me about, right?
It is. So this spigot has been dripping for a while, so I put a bucket underneath it, catch the water, or I don't use it at all because it's wasting water.
It's a pretty common problem and a pretty common solution, actually, putting the bucket there. Let's see what you got inside.
Okay.
All right, Karen, we are down in your basement. You can see your favorite bucket sitting outside here.
Full of water,
And here is your garden faucet right here.
Okay.
Now, do you turn this off in the winter?
Yeah, I do.
You know, you don't really have to. It's actually a frost-proof silcock, also called a garden faucet.
I didn't know that.
And the reason is you've got your control handle on the outside, you turn the water off and on, but the washer, the part that holds the water back, is way back in here where it can't freeze. And I would imagine I could change that washer and you'd be back in business. But what I'd like to do is to show you some choices.
Okay.
Now, a standard outside garden faucet looks like this. Sits on the outside of the house. But if you look at it in cutaway, you've got full city water pressure right here and a washer right there. So in cold climates, if it got too cold, that water could freeze and then it would split. And so you have to be sure you shut it off inside. But what you've got is something like this. This is called a frost-proof silcock, and it has a control handle outside, but there's a long shaft right here, and the washer is way back inside here. Here's full city water pressure. So now, as you open it up, the washer will lift, and water pressure will push that washer out of the way. And you turn it back off again. It's way back in here, and then the water drips back out. So you can use this even in the winter to wash your cars.
Good to know.
What I'd like to talk to you about, though, is this. It's the same frost-proof that you have, but this is what you'd see on the outside of the building.
So where's the handle?
Well, it doesn't have a handle per se. It does have this, and this connects to the garden hose. And now when you screw it in on the outside, watch what happens. With it at rest, you can see there's an O-ring right here that sits against the body of the faucet. Now, when I insert that piece, see it lift?
Yeah. And
now the water comes right out through. Use it as long as you want, and then when you're done, you take it out, shuts it off completely.
Yeah.
And that's it. You like that?
That's pretty slick.
Well, it even comes with this. When you're on the outside of the house, that's all you'd see.
So there's nothing to bump into when
That's
you're
right.
walking by.
Is that the one I can put into your beautiful little house?
Yes,
All
that
right.
would be awesome.
Good. Let's get started.
Okay.
All right, we will start by turning off the water to the outside faucet. Now I want to get the water out of this pipe. I could open up the faucet outside, but I can also just open this little drain cap. So now I'm just going to clean and cut right here,
Okay.
and then we can remove the old faucet.
How old is that?
Probably 20 years old. Nice and clean. So now I can cut it with this nice small cutter. There's the break in the vacuum.
Why'd it come out now?
So the water wouldn't come out until I broke the vacuum. All right, for your memory drawer.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, one more. Now, that's cocked right in there, it looks like. There we go. So this new piece is actually gonna sit right about here. So what I'm gonna do is just release a little bit of that shingle.
And there's enough shingle underneath?
Yeah, great. Okay, that should be good. Now let's get this in. I just got to get through the inside of the building. Okay, let's pop a little bead of silicone around that. Now we can just secure it with some screws. All right, what do you think?
That looks great.
Let's do the inside stuff now. All right, so here's that shank of the faucet that we put in from outside, and it's nice and solid, but now we've got to reassemble it. So this is the critical part. This is the O-ring that's going to hold that water back, and this is the part that when you turn from outside, it's going to push this up and down. So that sticks in just like this, and look at this. You see how this O-ring seats perfectly at the end of that thread. Now the next piece is also important. You can see this, it has a spring right here that's going to push also that O-ring even tighter, and also city water pressure goes against it. Now we'll thread this piece on to the end right here. But I do have to still make a solder connection, and I want to be sure if I apply this torch that I don't deface or deform this O-ring. So we'll solder this connection away. All right, Miss Karen, it's time for the test. Here's your end right there.
All right.
We'll get a lift. Okay. Push and turn. Yeah. There you go. All right, that's locked in. All right, you give it a try. You having fun? Hey, enough of that.
Oh, this is great.
All right. All right, the water drains out so it won't freeze.
Thank you for your help.
It was my pleasure.